Good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live here this morning, and hope you're having a great day, a good start to your day. And today we're going to continue on with our theme of yesterday. And good morning, Kim and Cindy. Good to have you on with us this morning, and Judy and Jordan and Jeanette. Michael from Wawa. Lee, good morning to you. Good to have you on. Nativity, good morning. Good to have you on this morning. Nick, how are you? And Mary Jane from Connecticut. Good to have you on, Mary Jane. Bernice, Donna, Marilyn, and Roma, and Sherry, and Diane. Good to have you on this morning. Jane, you guys are great. Nadine and Anita from Ireland. Good morning, Anita. Well, wait a minute. It'd be good afternoon for you, wouldn't it? And 12 hours, they're 6 hours ahead, I believe. Jeanette and Lise and Nancy, Rosa, you guys are great. You guys are great. Nick, another Nicole, and Troy, our buddy in Newfoundland. Good morning to you, Troy. Ronaldo and Nicole and Julie and Margaret. How are you? Rebecca. Good sunny morning. Yes, Julie. And you guys are great. Okay, I'll go in and say hi to you after if I missed you, because I missed so many here. I was looking at this. Maryland. Okay. So yesterday we talked, and I'm going to post this too, okay? I'm just going to post the things for good immunity. I'll put it in the private group list, because some of them are I'm not going to spend a lot of time with, because I do talk about that so often. So I just want to bring you a few things. So let's just a little bit of recap of yesterday. What did we look at? Well, we're talking about, the vaccine coming out, and some people are, I don't want to take that or whatever. Look, I'm not telling anybody not to take it. I'm just saying that at what efficiency will this vaccine have? Well, we don't know that yet, but my theory is based on a study coming out of the United Kingdom that was very, very, very much unreported. I mean, I can't get over how this was unreported, because it's fascinating, and it has to do with the flu shot. And again, I will not tell anyone not to get a flu shot. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That is something I like to give information, and then you make the decision. All I'm saying is that in 2017 and 2018, in the United Kingdom, people that had metabolic syndrome, and the United Kingdom's very bad for metabolic syndrome, obesity, fatty liver, high blood pressure, heart disease. They're just like us, maybe even a little bit worse. And what they found is the flu shot didn't work for them. Every year we talk about the flu shot and what percentage it is. Effectiveness, 40%, 50%. And what they were saying, and it shocked the United Kingdom, but you got to look way behind the headlines even to find this. And, in the United States last year, for example, 2018, 2019, the flu season, someone said yesterday online afterwards, where did the flu season go? We haven't seen any flu this year. But in 2018, 2019, last year's statistics was just slightly south of 40%. It wasn't even quite at 40% effectiveness. And now we know why. This is so important, guys. I just can't emphasize it enough. We're always talking about metabolic syndrome. We're always talking about that's a food disorder, primarily. It's all caused by insulin. And nobody's talking about it. They're just not talking about it. And, I've done so many podcasts on this. It's incredible. Food. Food affects your immune system. We talked yesterday about sugar, what it does. We talked yesterday about obesity, of course, and metabolic syndrome. Obesity is a symptom. Obesity is not the cause. Obesity is a symptom of insulin resistance. It's a symptom. And so, if you're metabolically you're unwell, the flu shot doesn't work for you. So now I talk to you. Well, obviously, number one is change your diet. It's imperative. You should do it anyway. If you're part of the 12% of the population that you're metabolically well, and by the way, you can be metabolically well. You empty your liver in 6 days on the reset. You empty it. You empty the parking lot. Now, I want you to continue because I got several other reasons I want people to stay on their diet. I answer so many questions during the day. And I tell people, look, keep going. This is a lifestyle. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't stop. You're doing well. Doc, I didn't lose the amount of weight. I know, but it doesn't. Don't make that your primary goal. Make your health your primary goal. I know it's tough because the world wants weight loss. Weight loss. It's a huge industry in the world today. It's a huge industry. And I'm not dismissing it. I'm just saying that if you understand metabolically how your body works and you fix that, if you fix your insulin, you're doing the biggest thing. There's still leaky gut and other things, but they're all connected. Okay, so let's talk now about, and again, I will list these, okay? But if you want to take notes, okay? How do you build your immune system? Now, some things are obvious. Some things are obvious to you because you've looked into these things, and I just want to pump up your tires. The biggest thing in immunity, they've shown it to be the biggest thing in COVID. I mean, besides food, and they're not even talking about food, because doctors, they can't get nutrition in their head. They just can't. It's not part of their equation. I'll send you to a dietitian. Every doctor should be a nutritionist. It's your medicine. It's your primary medicine before all other medicines. But for some physicians, it's not even on their radar. They don't know anything about it. So they send it off. I don't know, And, if they do give you nutritional advice, it's like, watch your calories, I get it. Exercise more and eat less. Well, gee, you don't have to be a rocket scientist because that's the old teaching. But that's not even effective. It's what you're eating. It's what you're eating. Okay, so let's just run through a few. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about this morning, because I saw a study on this maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't, I jotted it down, but I didn't comment on it. And that is, if you want to have a good immune system, you need to have good levels of glutathione. Glutathione. What is glutathione? It's Velcro in your body. It's Velcro. What does it do? It sticks to heavy metals. It helps to get rid of yeast. Things that don't belong in your body, in your blood. It looks for viruses and bacteria. We always think of T cells and, natural killer cells coming, your Navy SEALs of your immune system coming out of your lymphatics. But one of the things that even your T cells need is for you to have good levels of glutathione. Now, your body makes glutathione, but it only makes glutathione if you eat properly. Glutathione needs food. Your body makes glutathione when you eat food, good food. Now, let me give you an example of that. One of the precursors to glutathione, Velcro in your blood. This is why I love glutathione even in cancer, by the way. I love glutathione. But for you to have good glutathione levels, you need, in order for the synthesis of glutathione, you need what we call sulfur-rich foods. Sulfur-rich foods. It's not like you're eating sulfur, but you have sulfur-rich foods. You know what they are? Oh, I'm going to repeat myself. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Sulfur-rich foods. Because it's at the synthesis. Your body will synthesize glutathione when you eat the right foods. And guess what will lower your glutathione levels? You know this already. Sugar. You want to know why sugar is the new smoking? Because it lowers your levels of glutathione. You need glutathione to have a healthy immune system. You get it when you eat vitamin S, steak. Every day, and I'm not kidding you. Every day. I have to answer. And I understand why. I have to answer, Doc, are you sure? And especially red meat, Doc. It's got saturated fat. The fat is saturated. And I never laugh at people. Hopefully they laugh with me. You know my sense of humor. So I never laugh at people, but hopefully they laugh with me when I eat saturated fat and chicken and salad that the ladies love. Well, chicken has very little saturated fat. Oh, that must be good, Doc. Nah, it's not. Because you need saturated fat. Your cells need saturated fat because that's where your vitamins are. So don't eat a lean piece of meat. Well, you can. And it got good protein. The problem is it doesn't have enough saturated fat. And you need saturated fat to make glutathione. Yeah. Saturated fat got a bad rap. It never should have, because it's not scientific. It is, it's the cholesterol people. The cholesterol people, hook, line, and sinker, said that saturated fat clogs up your arteries. You look at a piece of steak, okay? When you go to the grocery store, look at a piece of steak, and you will ordinarily find, this is just what I see, the more fat it has, the less costly it is. Because you know why? Because the consumer wants a lean piece of meat. So they look for a piece of steak, and they're doing the right thing looking for a piece of steak. But they look for one that has less fat on. Oh, Doc, I mean, I'm not eating that. You should. My Inuit friends, they live on blubber. And you go, how can they not have heart disease? They live on seal. And when they get a piece of meat out of seal, it's the muscle or whatever, they give it to their dogs. They don't eat that. They want the blubber. They want the organs. All the stinking fat. And fish. They love the fatty fish. Where do you think omega-3 comes from? It's a fatty acid. Did you have your fish today? I did. In a capsule. For me. I want to protect this, and I want to protect my heart, and I want to protect my immune system. But if you want good levels of glutathione, you need sulfur-rich foods. You need selenium. You need selenium to make good glutathione, the Velcro in your bloodstream, to take out viruses and bacteria and fight on your side. Cancer cells, heavy metals like mercury and lead and cadmium and aluminum. You can't get away from all the heavy metals. You can't. What planet are you planning on living on? What planet? You're on planet Earth? You're going to be exposed to heavy metals. It's just the way it is, guys. You ain't getting away from it. But your body needs selenium. And selenium is found in eggs, meat, and cheese. Primarily. I know. You're getting tired of it. I'm sorry. I just tell you. That's how your body works. That's how your body works. Now, you can get some sulfur in broccoli. Am I telling you not to eat some broccoli? Well, for 30 days, I don't want you to, but after that, you can, for sure. I got no problem with that. I'm not telling you not to eat that. But your primary sources are found in eggs, meat, and cheese. And I wish I could say milk, but I don't say milk. because milk is white Pepsi, and it's just because of today's milk. It's not real milk. Now, literally, a patient asked me the other day, literally, I've got a cow in the backyard. Can I drink the milk? I said, for sure. Because I always say that. If you have a cow in the backyard, drink milk. Otherwise, don't drink it. Now, I would rather you drink cream and eat your cheese. I'm so big on cheese. Cheese has got a bad rap, but it's very, very good for you. So we talked about glutathione this morning. It's very important for you. Your immune system will work at the top of its scheme if you have good levels of glutathione. Otherwise, it won't. Think of Velcro. You want glutathione to stick to the things that don't belong in your body. And that's what high levels of glutathione do. So how do you help your immune system? Well, of course, eat right, lower your sugars, absolutely. Eat vitamin S, steak, because it will elevate your glutathione. And we already talked about, oh, by the way, there was a study out yesterday on COVID. And what it was talking about is people that wear glasses have a less risk of COVID. Did you know that? Did you know that? You probably didn't. Neither did I. Wow. Look, let me rephrase that. I did know it for a reason, though, okay? Not for the glasses part as much. But you see, if you're wearing glasses, you have a less tendency to touch your eyes. Now, I don't know. I play with my... Guys, if I have to spend all my day, okay? If I got to spend all my day, life is difficult enough. Rather than tell you not to touch your eyes or your face. Now, I always get a kick out of people playing with their masks. You play with it. Can you imagine the poor kids? Of course they're going to play with their masks. You can tell them 1,000,000 times not to touch their face. As if they're not going to touch their face if they're wearing a mask at school, for heaven's sake. But what if you rub your eyes? You see, it bugs me. It bugs me when we talk stupidity. You know, wash your hands frequently. I get that. I understand why they say it. But, you know, and don't touch your face. Ooh. And wear a mask. Ooh. But here's why I'm saying it. Because I always talk to you about the invisible mask. If you have good levels of vitamin A, the Rodney Dangerfield of vitamins, vitamin A, nobody talks about it. You know, if you learned anything in nutrition, Nutrition 101 would say vitamin A, oh, that's for your eyes. But it's more than that. It's the invisible mask covering your eyes. It covers your nose. It covers your mouth. If you have good levels of vitamin A, it's so good for your immune system. They know that in the third world. They bring vitamin A. You talk to the Red Cross. You talk to any missionary groups or whatever. When they go over to Africa or into the third world, they bring vitamin A with them. Why? Well, they have malaria. They have all these, they got dirty water, and they got, you know, and a lot of blindness because they don't, you know, the kids are not getting their nutrition. But it's not Vitamin A is found in vitamin S. Look, I would rather you eat your vitamins than have to take them. Now that you know me, I'm going to tell you to take vitamin D, unless you're in the sun, unless you got your arms and your legs exposed to the sun. Well, good luck if you live where I live, in Northern Ontario. So vitamin S steak will provide you good levels of vitamin A. The best food in the world for vitamin A is eggs, meat, and cheese. So there you go. You hit your glutathione. You hit your vitamin S that gives you vitamin A. And here's another one it gives you for your immune system. What else does vitamin S give you? It's going to help you to synthesize glutathione. It's going to give you good levels of vitamin A. And by the way, you can take, when I was a kid, at least, they gave us cod liver oil. And they had no idea how good it was for us. And they should be in the schools today, giving the teachers. Well, I would give them extra vitamin D because there's not enough vitamin in cod liver oil. But I'd give them cod liver oil to get their vitamin A for sure. Because if kids are not eating properly, their immune system not going to be as good as it should. By giving them cod liver oil, it would really help. But I'd rather they eat their steak or roast beef or hamburger with lots of fat dripping. Because vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. So is vitamin D. So when you're having, you're synthesizing glutathione, Velcro. When you're elevating your vitamin A in vitamin S. And here's a third one. So there's three things that when you have a piece of steak, you're cutting up your steak. You're thinking, hey, I'm elevating my glutathione. I'm elevating my vitamin A. To some extent, vitamin D. But let's leave that aside for a minute. Because there is vitamin D in steak, by the way. Vitamin D that you absorb. I'll get to it in a minute. The vitamin D that you absorb is found in the animal kingdom. It's not found in the plant kingdom. And the third one, which became very famous during this whole thing with the virus, is zinc. Zinc. Now you heard that. Doctors realized that if they gave the malarial drug with zinc, you see, what is, zinc, I want you to eat your zinc. Some people have been asking me, Doc, can I take extra zinc? Yes, of course you can. But I'd only recommend that if you got a terrible immune system. If you're anemic, for example, and you don't get enough zinc, okay, take it. I got no problem with that. But I'd rather you eat it. Why wouldn't you eat it? So zinc is found in vitamin S. You want to talk about a perfect food? It's the highest food on the hit parade. The number one food that you can eat is not broccoli. It's not salad. It's not. It's steak. Even beats fish. Now, fish is really good. especially the fatty fish. Fish is excellent, so don't get me wrong. And I talked about, I'm not even going to talk about it today, but what steak delivers your B12. Otherwise, you ain't getting it. So don't fool yourself. You can't get B12 unless you're eating red meat. It's not found in chicken or in plants. Okay, so you see where I'm going at with the immune system? And like I say, I will post some of these, but I want to, obviously vitamin D, do I have to spend time on it? Not really. You guys know that. And the sun, vitamin D, you need it. Your immune system depends on it. You are a human solar panel. You need it, you need it, you need it, you need it. And this is the time of the year, how I emphasize the natural immune booster in vitamin D. You need it, your kids need it, everybody needs vitamin D. And I've said it and I'll say it again. The poor seniors who are left alone, who are being isolated, they need vitamin D. They need vitamin A. They don't eat enough steak. So vitamin D is well established. We talked about zinc. We touched it all. And there's a couple others that, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. Vitamin S is what? Steak. What's S? I'm going to name this a new vitamin. I know what I'm going to call it. Vitamin R. Vitamin R. Rest. Sleep. Very important for the immune system. When you miss, there's studies showing that if you just missed a night's sleep or 2 nights sleep, your immune system goes down 40-50%. So vitamin R, I think I just established a new vitamin. Let's make application to the government. Sleep. And then yesterday we talked about what happens if your cortisol levels are out of whack. Your stress levels, you don't sleep. You don't sleep, your cortisol goes up. Your cortisol goes up, you don't sleep. Oh. We live in a crazy world. So much cortisol, so much stress, it suppresses your immune system. I should spend a whole hour on this. When I talk to you about zinc for a minute, can I just remind you of something? You're going to love this, okay? Do you want me to give you another reason why you should be drinking coffee? A lot of people say to me, Doc, what about vitamin C? Well, what vitamin C are you talking about? Vitamin C coffee or the other vitamin C? You find in oranges, for example, right? Do you know that there's more vitamin C? Because vitamin C, it's not that I don't like it, I like it. It's just that vitamin C was never meant to take on its own. I like vitamin C, don't get me wrong. But I would rather you take a cup of coffee that has a multitude of polyphenols. It's broad spectrum polyphenols. Rather than a molecule like vitamin C, the problem with vitamin C, ascorbic acid. And I've told you this before, it looks like sugar. And if you're eating sugar and vitamin C, like if you're drinking orange juice to get your vitamin C, which is the #1 drink in North America, people don't eat fruit, they drink it. That's the worst thing you could do. Now, you can have a few berries in the Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. Oh. But you know what coffee does? It takes zinc. So you're having a steak and you're getting vitamin A, you're getting zinc, you're elevating your levels of glutathione. Coffee takes zinc and drives it inside your cell because it's got a multitude of polyphenols. It's a better vitamin C than ascorbic acid. I'm telling you. Now, I'm not against ascorbic acid, so just understand where I'm coming from. And I mentioned this months ago, but I want you to think that if you don't know any Canadian history, I'm going to give you a very quick history lesson. Jacques Cartier, he came across from France and he lost 25 men. It's well established because he wrote all his annals. He lost 25 men to scurvy. What is scurvy? It's a lack of vitamin C. So did he drink orange juice when he got over to when he hit the St. Lawrence River and he met up with the natives, the First Nations? You know what they gave him? They gave Jacques Cartier and the men that survived. The Indians were smart. They didn't give them ascorbic acid. They said, oh, here's a vitamin C pill. That's why your other men died. They gave them pine bark. What's pine bark? Well, obviously it's got vitamin C. Nah, it's got a polyphenols. That's why I love pine bark. I've used it in my practice for 30 years or more. It's a tremendous. I actually put vitamin C in our Navital. Because vitamin C, if you put, I love the acerola cherry or whatever levels of vitamin C, but all I'm saying is coffee drives zinc into your cells. Now, I've gone over on time. Okay, so if you have any questions, I give you lots of information, I know that. And I'm going to post some of the things that we talked about this morning. I'll post it on the Facebook, private Facebook group, okay? Just to give you a list of things, how to build your immune system, okay? So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Share this. Share this with your friends. It helps with Facebook. It really does. They see when the show is popular, they spread the message themselves. That's how Facebook works. I don't know. Look, you're looking at a dinosaur here. I don't know much about algorithms and things like that. I don't know anything really, other than this is what they tell you and share. We appreciate it. The following that the Martin Clinic has now, we just thank you. We do. It humbles me. It humbles me. I can't get over it. People would listen to my rants. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.